At Comments, leading off our broadcast, once again, here's Pete.
Thank you, John. Comments batting .237, no homers, 10 RBIs. He's been getting quite a bit of playing time in right field. The Braves have seen a pretty good number of left-hand starting pitchers lately. And Comments and Washington have been platooning in right. First pitch of the game on the way from Bob Knepper. Over for a strike, 0-1. Now the one-strike pitch coming. Up the middle, shortstop Craig Reynolds to his left, up and throwing, one away. So Comments retired, and a ground out to Craig Reynolds is back in the Houston lineup. He's had some back problems that have kept him out of the lineup for about a half dozen games. Rafael Ramirez steps in. He's batting .268 for the season, 3 homers, 27 runs driven in. Nothing and 1 the count. One game played this afternoon in Chicago. The Cubs dropped their 13th game in a row. Dwight Gooden and the New York Mets beat them 3-2. Montreal leading Pittsburgh 1-0 in the bottom half of the 5th in Pittsburgh. 1 ball, 1 strike. Other games underway. St. Louis at Philadelphia. It's 3-1 Phillies after 4. San Francisco at Cincinnati. 4-2 Giants after 4. Dodgers and Padres play later tonight in San Diego. Almost picked off third base coach Bobby Wine with that one. It's 1-2. Still has the good reflexes.
Right, and a nice smile because he got out of the way of the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ramirez. American League, Toronto leads Milwaukee 4-0. They're in the bottom of the 3rd in Toronto. Detroit at Boston. It is 2-0 Tigers after 3. Baltimore and the Yankees scoreless after 2, and Kansas City at Minnesota just underway, no score after a half inning.
Well, Rafael Ramirez is limping off that foul ball. Pete, I noticed the All-Star balloting in the National League. Dave Pursley comes out to look at and probably spray Ramirez's foot. You know, Rafael Ramirez is playing as good a shortstop as anyone this side of Ozzie Smith. Ozzie is the best defensive shortstop I've ever seen in my life, but Rafael has played brilliantly. He's hitting very well, and he's driving in quite a few runs. You know, he's 7th in balloting. That's really unfair.
Yeah, it is. Early balloting in those All-Star votes sometimes can be a little misleading. We were talking with Ernie about that before the broadcast tonight. A guy like Tommy Herr. Tommy Herr having the best season of his career, and he's number 2 in the voting to Ryan Sandberg, who's having an off year with the Cubs.
Oh, yeah, and Herr has to be the starting shortstop. Tommy Herr is en route to driving in more than 100 runs, and the last time, I think I noticed that Ryan Sandberg had driven in 15 or so.
Yeah. Looks like Ramirez will be okay. He'll be able to stay in. He'll step back in with a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dale Murphy on deck. And again, the 1-2 on the way. Grab by the third baseman, Phil Garner. I thought that ball was headed for left field. Well, it was. But Phil Garner got a glove up there, kind of kicked it high in the air, and then picked it off.
Well, you'll see the replay. Garner got the glove on it and had the reflexes to then catch it. Just like that.
So 2 are down the top half of the 1st inning. That's a good play. That ball was behind him when he got the glove on it. Murphy at .294, 17 homers, 49 RBIs. He has owned Bob Knepper in his career. Knepper or any Houston pitcher will tell you they will pitch around a hitter like Murphy a little more when they're on the road than they will in this ballpark. Even though they've moved the fences in about 10 feet here, it's still a very difficult place to hit a home run. There's the 0-1 delivery. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 men out, top half of the first inning. And the 1-1 pitch on the way. Little curveball, tap back to the mound. Nepper will handle this one. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Atlanta. Nothing doing off Bob Nepper in the top of the first. At the end of the half inning, no score from the Astrodome.
Now, direct from the future comes the Canon T70. The T70, sleeker to hold, simpler to handle. Controls are now touch button. Data now crystal clearly displayed. Film advance now built in. The Canon T70. Now you can capture computer-perfect pictures with the touch of a button. The Canon T70. Touch the future now.
This is Lisa Downey's 3rd birthday. Her family could have taken it anywhere, but they trusted Eckerd System 2 photo processing. They know the people at Eckerd are trained by Kodak and use only Kodak quality chemicals and papers. And Eckerd System 2 photo processing gives you twice the prints, twice the film, and twice the guarantee. Lisa's family could have taken her birthday anywhere, but they chose System 2 from Eckerd for quality photo processing. After all, Lisa will only turn 3 once.
Well, what do you think your first day on the job?
Nothing like an office with a view.
The Red Man reaction. Satisfaction.
Catch all the glitter and glamour of the stars who shine, the hot spots and the hot shots, the latest showbiz news on the greatest show in town.
If it's happening in showbiz, you'll see it right here on CNN.
Catch Showbiz today, weekday afternoons live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Look for it on CNN.
We go to the bottom half of the first inning. There's the way the Braves line up defensively. An outfield of Harper, Murphy, Comments. Oberkfell, Ramirez, Hubbard, and Horner make up the infield. Buck Owen doing the catching. And right-hander Rick Mailer on the mound, seeking his 11th win of the season. Six of those wins against the Houston Astros, and 4 of those losses have been to Houston. Bill Doran batting .276 leads it off. He has 6 homers, 19 RBIs. And the 1-0 pitch. Missed inside, 2-0. Doran having a much better first half of the season than he has had in his major league career. And that one's going to drop in left field. Base hit. Terry Harper over quickly. Doran going to try for 2. Here's the throw. He is safe at second base. He never stopped. He was going all the way, and he just got in there.
Bill Doran is a very aggressive player. I guess if you make it, it's a good play, and if you don't make it, I guess it's a bad play. Terry Harper had to take an extra step. He has a terrific arm, Harper. Made a perfect throw, and Doran just slid to the outside of the bag, and he got in there. He was safe, so Doran at second base with no one out.
Kevin Bass hitting .241, 7 homers, 24 RBIs. He's going to try to bunt the runner over, and he will. Mailer to Horner for the out, but Doran moves to third. And the Astros playing for an early run here in the bottom of the first.
They don't have to call that a sacrifice. It was, and I'm sure they will, but Bass could have been bunting for a base hit.
So a runner at third, 1 man out. Denny Walling, the batter. He's having a good year. .281 batting average, 2 homers, 19 RBIs. Getting a chance to play as a regular, really, for the first time in his career. His reputation was being a great pinch hitter, good guy off the bench. But this year, he's an everyday player, and he loves it. 1 ball, no strikes. The Braves infield staying back, with the exception of Ken Oberkfell, who's even with the bag at third. Mailer's 1-0 offering. Missed inside, 2-0. at-bat numbers there, are they? Three and nothing, the count on Denny Walling. The on-deck hitter is Jose Cruz. And the 3-0 pitch is driven toward second. The run will score. Hubbard to Horner for the out, but give Walling his 20th RBI of the year. It's 1-0 Houston. So the Astros get a first inning run. 2 men are out now with the bases empty, and Jose Cruz, the batter, having a typical Jose Cruz year, batting over 300, 5 homers, 29 RBIs, 316 for the year. But still perhaps the least publicized superstar in the game.
Well, that's really true. He's a heck of a player.
He puts together years like this every season. You don't hear much about him. 1-1 the count on Jose Cruz. Jerry Mumphrey waiting on deck. Now the 1-1. Missing 2-1. Into left field for a base hit. Cruz will hold at first. That's hit number 2 in his first inning off Rick Mailer. And it'll bring up Mumphrey.
Batting fifth, number 28, right fielder, Jerry Mumphrey.
Mumphrey batting .257. He has 3 homers, 27 RBIs. He didn't play in the series in Atlanta last week. He had a leg injury. I guess he has become accustomed now to this spot in the batting order. It's not really a typical place for a hitter like Mumphrey to bat in an order. But the Astros don't have a lot of power on their club. He didn't like it at all at first when he was batting 5th.
Over last year, I think he drove in 90 runs. That's pretty good.
The pitch on the way to Mumphrey is bounced up the middle. Hubbard can't get to it. Base hit center field. Cruz will stop at second. Hit number 3 in this bottom half of the first inning for Houston. And with runners at first and second, 2 men out, the batter will be the catcher, Alan Ashby. Ashby having a good year, batting .279, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. He and Mark Bailey have been sharing the catching duties. It's very unusual for a team to have 2 catchers who are both switch hitters.
You know what Houston has? Just good contact hitters up and down the lineup. Their 8th hitter tonight's hitting .296. They're just a good hitting ball club.
2 men out of the inning. Mailer deals to Ashby and misses low and inside.
By the way, Pete, I just looked it up. Jerry Mumphrey last year drove in 83, so Houston, I guess, gets a lot of people on base, and they get singles and doubles and drive in some runs. Not a lot of power, but get the job done.
Here's the 1-0. That missed. 2-0. Rick's been falling behind the hitters here in the first inning. That's not always a bad sign for Rick Mailer, like it might be for some other pitchers. He's one of the few guys who can pitch that way. Mumphrey and Cruz are your runners at first and second. And a 2-0 pitch is popped up, shallow center field. Ramirez back, and he'll make the play to end the inning. But Houston gets a first inning run. They leave a couple of runners. And at the end of 1 from Houston, it's the Astros 1, Atlanta nothing.
Timetable on that?
I think they have to go for 20 days.
Oh, really?
And he would be going down probably tomorrow or Thursday.
For 3 weeks, huh?
Here's Bob Horner batting .258. 9 home runs, 30 RBIs. He has a 4-game hitting streak. And he rolls one up the middle. That'll get through into center field. The Braves have their first base runner. Horner now with a 5-game hitting streak.
Left fielder, Terry.
And Terry Harper will step in. He's batting .237. He has 5 home runs, 28 runs driven in. It's been a very streaky year for Harper. He's had weeks where he's hit very well. He's had weeks where he hasn't hit very well. He's in one of those down spells right now, just one for his last 13. Braves trailing 1-0. We're in the top half of the second. Up the middle, base hit center field. To stop at second base. And the Braves with a threat now in the top half of the second with 2 men on, nobody out for Ken Oberkfell.
Batting sixth, number 24, third baseman, Ken Oberkfell.
Oberkfell batting .292. He has 1 homer, 11 RBIs. He had a 6-game hitting streak stopped on Sunday. Oberkfell squaring, taking it inside, ball 1. Well, we'll see if Eddie Haas keeps the bunt on now. In this ballpark, you'll see teams many times play for an early run. It's such a good pitcher's park. If you can get a 1 or 2 run lead early in the ball game, sometimes it'll hold up for you.
Well, this really is a managerial decision. If you bunt Oberkfell successfully and get second and third, then maybe they walk Hubbard, go after Larry Owen and the pitcher.
He squares again, gets the bunt down, but foul off to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bob Horner returns to second base, and Terry Harper on his way back to first. Pascual Perez against Mike Scott tomorrow night. Zane Smith against Nolan Ryan Thursday night. And then the Braves head to Los Angeles, their first trip to Dodger Stadium this year. Coming quite late in the season for a first trip out there. One ball, 1 strike. He again squares, gets the bunt down. Third base line. They're going to let her roll. It's foul. 1-2. So now another decision for Eddie Haas. Will he keep the bunt on with 2 strikes or let Oberkfell swing away? The Astros back up their infield now. They don't think the bunt will be kept on. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He's swinging. Bouncer toward first. Walling will field. His play is at second. That's the only play they had. Moving over to third, Bob Horner, and Ken Oberkfell becomes the runner at first.
A little harder. This might have gone over Walling's head. Then he made a good play. Chopped right down. And Walling gets the runner at second base with a good throw.
So with 1 man out, runners first and third, here's Glenn Hubbard batting .235, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. Glenn's brother here at the game tonight, as always. He lives near Houston, always comes to town when the Braves are here. There's no mistaking him for Glenn's brother either. He looks just like him. One ball, no strikes. The runner at third, Bob Horner. Ken Oberkfell at first. 1 man out. And a 1-0 pitch is drilled. Great play again by Garner. He almost got the double play. Boy, he's made 2 dandies down at third base tonight.
Well, the play on Ramirez in the first inning, he should have made. But here's a great play by Garner. A leaping backhand catch, and he just missed doubling up Horner. But that ball was really drilled, and Garner made some play. Tremendous instincts or reflexes. That should have been a double for the Braves, and the Braves are hitting in hard luck tonight. They're hitting Nepper very hard.
Buck Owen batting .256, no homers, 6 RBIs, with 2 outs now. Ground ball third. There's Garner bobbling this one. He still goes to first, but it won't be in time. So after 2 great plays, a ground ball just a little bit to Garner's left allows the Braves to tie it up as Horner crosses home.
I guess the caption under this picture will be "You never know in baseball." Phil Garner makes 2 terrific plays, and here, just plain old boots it. The Braves tie the game up.
So the error by Phil Garner allows the Braves to get on the board here in the second inning. And here's Rick Mailer batting .214, no homers, 7 RBIs. Fouls that one off the mask of Alan Ashby. Rick has had a little problem with his right wrist. It bothers him more when he swings a bat than it does when he pitches. Two men out in the inning. Runners now at first and second in a 1-1 ball game. And the 0-1 pitch to Mailer. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fouled away. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight for a Tuesday night. Ken Obergfell, the runner, down at second. Larry Owen at first. 2 men out. 1 run in the top of the second. And again, the 0-2 on the way. Fouled away again. Two of those wins have come this year against Atlanta. Knepper's been very streaky against the Braves. When he was with San Francisco, he beat the Braves with regularity. Then he moved over to Houston, and the Braves beat him about 6 times in a row. Now this year, he's beaten Atlanta twice. Curve fouled off. It remains 0-2. Checks the runners. And the 0-2 just missed inside. Knepper shaking off a couple of signs. Now he's got the one he wants. And the 1-2 pitch. He got it with a fastball. His first strikeout. That ends the inning. The Braves pick up an unearned run, 2 hits, and they leave 2. We've played an inning and a half. We're all tied up. Houston. In the bottom half of the second, Phil Garner, Craig Reynolds, and Bob Knepper do up against Rick Mailer in a 1-1 ball game. Garner batting .240 with 4 homers, 28 RBIs. He sure doesn't seem like a .240 hitter when he plays against Atlanta. 0-1 the count. He has gotten a lot of big hits against the Braves, including a 2-run homer off Mailer last week. Three of his 4 home runs this year against Braves pitching. And the guy on deck has an even better percentage than that.
Craig Reynolds. The last time that Braves were here in Houston. Garner won a ball game the ninth inning with a double left center field wall. So he's won 2 games directly against the Braves.
Here's the 1-2. There's the slow curve, missing 2-2. That's been his reputation. He's never been a high average hitter. But in the clutch, Chuck Tanner once said, in a key situation, there's no one I'd rather see come to the plate on my ball club than Phil Garner. That's when he had the lumber company over there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
The curve hit toward third. Good pickup by Oberkfell. And there's one away. So Garner retired this time, and Craig Reynolds will step in. Reynolds batting .296. He has 3 home runs, 18 RBIs, and all 3 of his home runs have come against the Braves. Going to have to find out from Bob Lillis what all that information he keeps with him in the dugout is. It looks like a series of cards, maybe like Earl Weaver does with hitters against pitchers.
I would think of how Reynolds might hit against Mailer, Garner, and such.
One man gone. And the count 0-1. 1 run, 2 hits for Atlanta, 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error for Houston that led to an unearned Atlanta run. Shot toward first. Bob Horner will field. Mailer will cover. 2 men are out. So with 2 down, that'll bring up the pitcher, Bob Knepper, who is not as bad a hitter as his batting average this year would indicate. He is 0 for 30 this year. He's never been a great hitter, but he's a better hitter than that. Hit 171 last year. He's hit 4 lifetime homers in the major leagues. And he takes a strike at the knees, 0-1. Now the 1-strike delivery. Just missed. Mailer's 1-1 as that curve is drops over. And he's ahead of Bob Knepper, a ball and 2 strikes. Got him with a fastball. Mailer records his first strikeout, a 1-2-3, bottom half of the second. And after 2 in Houston, it's the Braves 1 and the Astros 1. To 25, somewhere in there, home runs per season type of hitter. He is homerless. And this is the 68th game of the year.
And he's playing in a very small ballpark, and he really hasn't challenged home runs. There haven't been a lot gone foul, a lot caught at the wall.
He takes a breaking ball inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That evens it. Now the 1-1 coming. The curve is low. 2-1. And the 2-1 delivery. Chopped toward short. Handled by Reynolds. 1 down. One away for Rafael Ramirez, who hit the first line drive that was grabbed by Phil Garner.
Number 16, shortstop, Rafael Ramirez.
Ramirez is one of those players who wants to play every day. He has been playing for some time now with an ailing elbow. And the few games that he's been forced to miss, he's really gone into Eddie Haas and said, hey, I can play. Just wrap up that elbow, get me in there, I'll give it a try. Managers love players like that. can see that right arm of his is wrapped from the shoulder to the fingertips. One and two the count. 1-1 our score, top half of the third. First of a three-game set from the Astrodome. Broke his bat and that ground ball to short. Reynolds on to first in time. There's the meat end of the bat. You recall, John, ever seen so many broken bats? I mean, really sawed-off bats did you have this year?
No, that really is the term, sawed off. No, maybe that's what's wrong with the Braves. They've gotten a year's supply of bad bats. I don't think we can blame it on that before the bat manufacturers start to sue.
Not until August anyway. Unless things pick up a little bit. Murphy 0 for 1. He bounced at the pitcher's first time. Deep to left field, fair or foul. It's going to be a foul ball that almost made the upper deck. Only one deck away from being an upper deck blast, but foul all the way.
Well, we're going to see the swing. You saw Knepper just stick out his tongue like, uh-oh, am I lucky? Boy, was that hit far. In a place where the ball simply doesn't travel. You see Knepper smiling about it. He kidded with me in the dugout last week when he did the Star of the Game radio show about Murph. He said, I was lucky tonight. He had one pitch he could have killed, but luckily he didn't. Well, that one he did kill, but it went foul.
Murphy has hit 6 home runs in his career off Bob Knepper. Right back to the pitcher. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Knepper in the third. We go to the bottom. Phil Doran will lead off the bottom of the third. He had a double in the first inning. Came in to score Houston's only run of the game, and he takes a strike. One game. And the 0-1 pitch. 1-1. There's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Naylor deals a breaking ball outside, 3-1. And now the 3-1 pitch. Missed low, and down to first goes Doran. First walk issued by Rick Mailer. Doran a threat to steal. He has 10 stolen bases and 15 tries. Kevin Bass the batter. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. They may ask him to do it again here. He is not squaring. Fouls the first pitch back. Bass, the leading home run hitter on this Houston team with 7.
You know what's amazing about that? He only had 4 home runs coming into this year. 2 years in the bigs now. So I guess he's benefited from the fences, or he's just hitting the ball better.
Getting a little more playing time this year, too. Doran back safely.
That's true. They have a pretty good hitter out, Terry Poole.
Houston's been able to stay in the race in the National League West with Poole out. He's on the disabled list. Mumphrey missed a couple of weeks. Cruz missed about 3 weeks. Houston's still right there, just 6 games away. Obert fell to second for 1. Hubbard turns it to first. In time, double play. Nicely done by Oberkfell, Hubbard, and Horner.
Well, we've mentioned it before. The Braves have had a lot of problems this year, but not with their infield defense. Obie has played a great third base. No one makes a pivot like that guy, Glenn Hubbard. It's a 5-4-3 DP.
And that's the league leading total for double plays. Denny Walling, the batter, he drove in a run when he grounded out back in the first. And he's going to do the same thing here in the third. Cover to Horner to end the inning. So nothing doing for Houston. We've completed 3 in the Astrodome. It's the Braves 1 and the Houston Astros 1.
You have to look at the first part of the year for Horner as kind of an elongated spring training, trying to come back from all those wrist injuries. And now you see, as his average up to 262. Horner has really been hot in his last 13 games. Curveball's outside, ball 1. In that time, he's hitting .351 with 5 homers and 16 RBIs. And there you see the stats since moving to first base. Strike 1-1. Murphy's been hitting all year. Horner really starting to hit, coming into his own, but the Braves need power from a couple of other areas. Jerry Mumphrey in center field, 1 away. That's Kevin Bass. He's in center. Mumphrey's in right.
Boy, never got away with a pitch there.
Up.
Number 19, left fielder Terry Harper.
Terry Harper had a base hit his first time up. That followed Horner's base hit, and eventually the Braves scored a run on Phil Garner's error. So that's one of the spots. Coming into this game tonight, the Braves right fielder was hitting .237 with no homers. The Braves left fielder, Terry Harper, was hitting .237 with 5 homers. And if you're playing a ballpark like Atlanta, which really is a hitter's paradise, the launching pad, your outfielders have to hit better and with more power than that. Chop foul, 0-2. In case you missed it, the Mets beat the Cubs in Wrigley Field today 3-2, and the Cubbies have lost 13 straight. And I guess, Pete, most baseball people think that a team with that kind of pitching should not lose 13 straight. In fact, don't think it's possible.
That tied a club record. In all of Chicago Cubs history, they've only had 2 other 13-game losing streaks.
It's kind of amazing. Craig Reynolds at short. He's got a good arm, doesn't he?
Number 24, third baseman.
2-way, and here's Ken Oberkfell. Obie has had the kind of year this year that he had all those years with the Cardinals. He has fielded brilliantly at both second and third. He's hitting .290. And he's had a very good year, and he's a free agent at the end of the season, so he's putting up good numbers. Takes the first pitch high, ball 1. He's a very good guy, very good to have on a team. Fastball missed outside, 2-0. Pittsburgh leads Montreal 2-1. They're in the top of the 7th. Montreal batting. Chop foul. 3-1 Philadelphia. They play the bottom of the 8th in Philadelphia over St. Louis. San Francisco leads Cincinnati 6-2. They play the bottom of the 7th in Cincinnati. And later on, L.A. will be in San Diego. There's the Braves starting pitcher, Rick Mailer. And there's front row Billy Acree right next to him. You know where he is tonight, Pete?
In the front row.
Okay. It's up high, 3-1. Denny Walling boots it, but he has time to feed Nepper. And the Braves go down 1-2-3 at the end of 3.5 with Jose Cruz pops up the first pitch. Horner makes the catch. He overran it, but Bob reached back to make the catch off Cruz, who had a base hit his first time up.
You'll see some problems in this ballpark from time to time. Sometimes the ball a little tough to pick up in foul territory. You look up into that ceiling and you can lose the ball on occasion. That's a good play, good recovery by Bob Horner.
And I'll tell you what it ties something into, Pete. There's Jerry Mumphrey up. 1 out, bottom of the 4th. It's a 1-1 ball game. Since Bob Horner has moved to first base 14 games ago, his fielding percentage is perfect.
That's right.
1,000.
Single error.
That's going to be his career position. I know they get genius to figure that out. 2-0 on Mumphrey. American League scores 7-1 Toronto over Milwaukee. They're in the bottom of the 6th. Detroit leads Boston in Boston 2-0. Murph on the run. Makes the catch. He turned the wrong way. He turned the wrong way in center field and still made a pretty easy catch of a well-hit ball from Mumphrey.
That was a good recovery by Dale Murphy in center field. He did not turn the right way on that ball, but was able to recover and go back and get it.
They're in the bottom of the 6th in Boston. The Tigers leading that game 2-0. In the bottom of the 5th in New York, and the Yankees lead the Orioles 5-0. Kansas City leads Minnesota 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Pitch up high, and later on Cleveland in California, Chicago in Oakland. Here the Braves have a run on 2 hits. The Astros have a run on 3 hits. Nepper and Mailer hooking up in another duel. Ashby takes it inside. And the count is 2-0. Ashby's having a terrific year. Yeah, Pete, you mentioned so unusual for a team to have 2 switch hitting catches. What a luxury that is. That's like having 4 catchers, I guess. And he and Mark Bailey are both having good years.
Yes, they are. Bailey has more power. Ashby is hit for the higher average. So you can go with your hot man, whoever it might be. It doesn't matter who they throw against you. You've got a guy that can switch hit and stay in the lineup.
That's a great luxury. And tonight, the Astros, who have a lot of switch hitters and a lot of depth, have 7 lefty hitters in of their 8 regulars. And they can just about turn that around against a left-hander. Not as well, but just about. There's a base hit. Ashby waited on a breaking ball and really smacked it to right center. Murphy holds him to a single. Hey, Pete, you know, I almost forgot while we're at it. Congratulations to you and Richard Croker for your solid victory over Ernie Johnson and Skip Carey in the Houston Open on the golf links the other day. What a victory. What 2 great people you are. What a wonderful time you had, and congratulations.
We thank you. There was really nothing to it. Oh.
Those golf scores shouldn't be allowed to escape. You had a great round, Peter. Congratulations.
Yeah, I played pretty good for a change.
The other guy.
But it was my partner that, yes, actually won the match for us with his birdie on 17.
I heard about that. I think I heard it once or
twice. So did the
twice.
entire city of Houston.
A birdie on 17. Maybe 10 or 11 times at dinner I heard that last night. Well, I'm proud of you guys. Count of 1-1 on Phil Garner. We get back to baseball.
You should be congratulated, too. I understand you've given Bobby Dews a couple of tennis lessons past couple of days.
I would call them solid thrashings, but 1 on, 2 out. Down low, 2-1 to Garner.
Well, maybe Bobby could play Skip or Ernie tomorrow.
I'm glad it's only on national television. Well, the pitch is up high, 3-1 to Garner. Ashby at first base does not have good running speed. There are 2 outs, and although sometimes you'll run a guy 3-1, I don't think they'll run Ashby. He's not going, and Garner takes a strike, so the count is full, and Mr. Ashby will be off. Ball game is tied at 1. We're in the bottom of the 4th here in the Astrodome. The captain will make the play. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. End of 4. Braves and Astros tied at 1. That's great. I think the whole family looks alike. The Curveball from Nepper, down low, ball 1. We're in the top of the 5th. The Braves are run on 2 hits. The Astros are run on 4 hits and 1 error. 1 boo-boo. Craig Reynolds has been a busy guy at short. And he throws that one in the dirt. And he normally has a perfect arm. He threw that in the dirt, and Walling couldn't pick it. The error will be on the shortstop.
That's the second error made by Houston. Now, the first error they made allowed the Braves to score an unearned run. And we'll see if the Braves can take advantage of this one. Just a bad throw. He threw it in the dirt, and Walling couldn't dig it out.
Well, here's Buck Owen, the 8th hitter. He's looking at third base coach Bobby Wine. A 1-1 ball game in the 5th. And you really might see Owen bunt. Don't be surprised if he does. Rick Mailer is a very good hitting pitcher.
Third baseman's playing back, too.
He wasn't butting then. Ball 1. Now Owen looks again down at Bobby Wine. See Phil Garner way back. Houston certainly not playing bunt. Or maybe we're all wet, which people have said. The pride of Lubbock, Texas. Keely Rogers in the ballpark tonight, among others. Well, Pete, maybe he should try to bunt for a base hit.
See what he does here.
Garner playing about 5 feet in back of third. There's 1 and 2. That's a pretty double play. Bill Doran made an excellent pivot as Hubbard was sliding into him, and Garner began it by making a nice backhand pickup.
We see so much of Glenn Hubbard turning the double play at second, and he's one of the best in the business. So's this guy, Bill Doran. That throw didn't have a whole lot on it, and Doran quickly got out of the way and fired it on to first. It's a major league double play right there.
And with 2 outs, here is Rick Mailer. Rick Mailer has 9 hits and 7 RBIs on the year. Hitting a .209. Oh, there's. You can't be fast in Laura Goldsmith, I'll tell you that. She gets those stats right up. That is going to be foul down the right field line. You can't be fast in Laura Goldsmith unless Laura Goldsmith is not here. And then if she's not here, Nancy Diamond produces all those great stats. I like them both. I can't abide their husbands, but... And Rick Baker as well. All right. We got everyone in the truck. 2-1. Very tough from this position to see into the truck, Pete. Have you?
Yes, it is. I've noticed that.
There's the 10th hit of the year for Mr. Mailer. Well, in hindsight, boy, that bunt looks good now.
Number 36, right fielder, Brad Thomas.
Braves' 3rd hit of the night. The Astros have 4. We're tied at 1 in the top of the 5th. Rick Mailer will not be doing any running at first base until Cummins hits the ball. He might beat that out. Garner has 1 play, not in time. That's the only play Garner could make. He didn't get a lot of steam on it, and Brad can run as well as anybody. If Brad Cummins ever hits, and hits for power the way the Braves feel he will, he's going to be a star, because he can do just about everything else.
He has excellent running speed, especially down that first base line. He's one of the quickest on the Braves ball club. A lot of hitters would not have beat out that ball.
You know, Garner made a pretty good play on that. Now the Braves have 2 on, 2 out. And here's Rafi. Hits are even at 4. That up high. Boy, you know Netver's going to bear down here. First of all, Ramirez is a very tough hitter. Mr. Murphy's on deck. Pitches down low. Hey, Montreal scored 2 runs and lead Pittsburgh 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. And if Montreal wins, they go into first place. The Cardinals lost tonight to Philadelphia. Montreal would lead if they win. They'd lead St. Louis by a half, the Mets by a game, Chicago by 4.5. Check that by 5. 3-0 to Ramirez with Murphy on deck. Another errant pitch, and Murphy will swing with the bases jammed. Ramirez has had really his best year. He's going to hit. He's going to hit for a little more power than that, and he has played a great shortstop for the Braves. Mailer's at second base. Comments get first. Mailer very slow, and Comments very fast. The automatic. 3-1. There's Dale on deck. There's a base hit right center field. Mailer will score. It's going to go to the wall. Cummins will score. Ramirez at second. He's heading for third. The throw will be late. It's a 2-run triple for Rafael Ramirez. And the Braves lead it 3-1. And that is Ramirez alley. He hits to right center field with anyone in baseball. And he hits with power there as well. He hit a bullet in the gap.
And in a big ballpark like this, if you get one in the gap, you got a good chance of getting a triple instead of a double, which sometimes happens in the smaller ballpark. Because of the bigger dimensions here and the quick carpet, that ball will get out there in a hurry. You can run for a while, which Ramirez was able to do. He was able to get to third easily. It's 3-1 Atlanta.
And you see no relay throw at all. It is a big ballpark, even though they did cut down the fences a bit. They checked third to see if either of the players had missed it. Third base umpire Bob Davidson said no. Well, the Braves had a 2-run triple from Ramirez, a 2-out rally, and lead it 3-1. Here's Murph. Boy, I don't think Knepper didn't want to get a pitch over at 3-1 too. You have a good hitter hitting in back of you, you're going to see some good pitches. Knepper pulled the string, and Murph way out in front. There's a strike at the knees. Murphy did not like that call, but well, he just didn't like the call. It looked like it was on the inside corner, just at the knees. Heck of a pitch. Well, the count 0-2. There's Rafi at third. That struck him out, but the Braves scored twice. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, which did not figure in the scoring, and 1 man left on. Ernie and Skip will come over to alibi about their golf game, and at the end of 4.5.
Mailer ready to go to work.
Right through there, it's 0-1. Rick really staggered in the first inning, but since then he's been tough. Missed low, and the count evens. A ball and a strike. We'll televise all 3 games of this series, Friday and Sunday in Los Angeles. Easy play for Hubbard, went away. Reynolds is retired, and Bob Knepper, who's 0 for 31 on the year, is the batter.
Number 39, pitcher, Bob Knepper.
And we'll televise the 2 afternoon games in San Francisco. The Glasses and the Brileys from Alexandria, Louisiana here rooting for the Braves tonight. Nepper corks one into deep right center. It's up against the wall and into the seats. It'll be a book rule double, I think. His first hit of the year, and he almost got it out of here.
Anybody's dangerous. Murphy back as far as he could go. This ball bounced against the wall. Looked like it was going to bounce over the orange line into the seats, but it didn't.
Bruce Fromming, the umpire, looking on. Joel and Yolanda Castaneda from Corpus Christi, Texas. Here at the ballpark tonight. Joel, one of Corpus Christi's finest on their police force. Fly ball short left center. An easy play for Terry Harper. 2 out. Doran is retired, and Kevin Bass is the batter. He is sacrificed and wrapped into a double play. If this guy can hit a little bit, he's got a chance to be an outstanding ball player. He's a good outfielder, good running speed. Denny Walling is on deck. Base hit left field. Can he score? Harper up and fires to the plate. They're going to hold him up. The throw comes through, and Bass reaches second. And a great throw by Harper, incidentally. However, not cutting the ball off proved costly for Atlanta, for the tying run reaches scoring position. And it looked like Obi could have cut it off.
And it looked like they were going to wave him all the way. The pitch was going down in a way, and Bass just went with it. Now, you can watch the third base coach. No, you can. He was waving him. The throw was a little bit high, but looked like we were going to have a play at the plate at the last moment. Galante said, hold up.
If he goes, he's a dead man. Second and third, they're the tying runs with 2 out. Fastball low and away to Denny Walling, who driven in a run with an infield out. And, in fact, has bounced to Hubbard twice. He's 10 out of 26 lifetime against Miller. Just missed the outside corner, 2-0. 3-5-0 for the Braves, 1-6-2 for Houston. Nepper at third. Bass is at second. 3-0. It doesn't get any easier. Jose Cruz is next. There's Jose. They might green light him here, 3-0. They did in the first inning. Not this time. It's at the knees, outside edge, 3-1. Let up, bounced up the middle. Rathby has it, and the inning is over. Walling did. Here we are without a producer and just rolling along in fine fashion. I wonder how they decide which games should have producers and which games shouldn't. 1 ball, no strikes is the count to Horner. I'm sure there's a rationale.
On odd days, you have a producer.
On some days, we have odd producers. 2-0 the count. We wouldn't kid him if we didn't like him, would we? But be that as it may, the count is 2-0 on Horner. 3 balls, no strike. It's Horner, Harper, and Oberkfell in the 6th inning. Deep short, but he doesn't run that well. Reynolds into the dirt again, and again. Walling can't come up. Let's see how they score it. Should be a boot. So far, it isn't anything.
Should be an error, too, and you haven't seen Reynolds do this often. Horner got the green light on a 3-0, and this is a long hop, most difficult to handle by the first baseman. The short hops they can usually scoop. Walling couldn't do it. That's the third error by Houston.
And the second error for Craig Reynolds. Terry Harper stands there. 1 ball, no strikes. Atlanta. We're in the 6th. Nepper is all over the place here all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's pretty good success breaking the curveball down and into right-handed batters, but the only hazard there is that if you don't have good control of it, you hit somebody in the knee because it breaks so sharply going into the right-handed batter. It's got to be almost a perfect pitch.
Chopped up the middle. Can it slip through? Great play by Reynolds. Whirls completely around. That throw gets away. Horner's on his way to third. Oh, Reynolds made a great play. I don't know what happened at first base, whether it was in the dirt or not. We'll look at it again, I'm sure.
That could be a hit and an error.
Alert piece of base running by Bob Horner.
Watch Reynolds. Harper has the play beaten, even though he made a great play here. He pivots and throws to first, but Harper's gotten it beaten. The ball gets by. It looked like Walling should have come up with that ball, but he didn't. Horner all the way around to third.
Well, there has to be an air charge to get Horner to third, and there should be a hit, but nothing has flashed up there yet.
I think they're looking at the screen, the replay.
They scored a single for Harper. Here's Oberkfell on the pitch. Curve, strike called right in there. But they have to, and an error, but we don't know who the error is on. Curve is fouled to the screen, and Ken is in the hole 0-2. I don't know if they gave the error to Walling or to Reynolds. I would have given it to Walling, personally, but it's not my job. Bill Dawley begins to throw in the Houston bullpen. And Glenn Hubbard waits on deck. He fought off the breaking ball. It's still 0-2. Ernie's going to check with the score and see who the error is on for you fans who keep score with us. Fouled the high fastball back. It's still 0-2. While he's gone would be the perfect opportunity for me to tell you how poorly he played golf yesterday. But since I was so much worse than he was, it hardly seems like an ideal thing for me to do. Breaking ball hit to first. They're going to come home, and Horner is hung up. Good job by Horner. He stays in the rundown long enough. They threw the ball once too often. Great job by Horner there. He stayed in that rundown long enough to get the runners to second and third, and you can see his teammates congratulating him as he goes into the dugout. That's a good piece of base running by a guy who's really not very fast. He knows he's a dead man when he starts here.
So he waits. Now he gets away right here. And that enabled everybody to move up a little closer to home plate. Runners second and third. Hubbard will be walked, and they charged Reynolds with another error on that grounder behind second base. It enabled Horner to get to third.
So Larry Owen will bat with the bases loaded. The walk is the first of the night for Bob Nepper. When they boot the ball around like this, you got to try to make them pay for it. That makes it 3-0. And there's ball 4, so Hubby is aboard. And Owen will hit for himself.
I was wondering whether Lillis might go out and make a change. We're in the 6th inning, although Knepper hasn't been hit that hard, but I thought he might go to Dolly and try to have the big guy get a sinker because they get a lot of ground balls off Dolly.
Owen has hit 2 ground balls toward third in this game. You want the fly ball here or an in-betweener. They play him to pull. Curve is in there 0-1.
The other thinking by Bob Lillis might be that if he went to Dolly, then Dolly might have to face Claudel Washington or Chris Chambliss or Gerald Perry.
I bet that's...
So he's going against the book to a certain extent, lefty against righty, but would rather have Owen back.
The 0-1. Hot shot. That should be it. Oh, he boots it. Garner can't pick it up. The bases are still loaded. That's 5 errors. A cinch double play ball. Reynolds now with 3 errors. Garner with 2. A big break for Atlanta. And Bob Knepper must be thinking to himself, why me?
Super non-support. Look at this. This is an easy double play because Owen is the runner. Now he kicked it out of his glove again. And Garner, who made some spectacular plays here tonight, robbing Braves of base hits, has now made a couple of errors. They have a total of 5. And that side of the infield is responsible for all 5 errors, third and short.
And now Rick Mailer can really help himself. Good off-speed curve for a strike. It's 0-1. The line score 4-6-0 for Atlanta, 1-6-5 for Houston. Reynolds had made only 4 errors all year. He's made 3 tonight. Little tap foul. He's in the hole, 0-2. Brad Cummins waits on deck.
And you don't gloat about it because it can happen to your team the next time out. It's just amazing how these things happen. It's like a fan saying, how can the Cubs lose 13 in a row? I don't know, but they just did it.
Garner has made 10 errors now, but he had not made an error in 33 games. Now he's made 2 tonight. And they're both fine fielders. Inside, 1-2. Big comeback for the Reds tonight. They had taken the lead over the Giants 7-6 after 7. Jerry Koosman won as the Phillies beat the Cardinals. Bases loaded. 1 out. Just missed inside with a fastball. It's 2-2. Mailer has struck out and singled. Oberkfell at third. Hubbard at second. Owen at first. The 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Outside, he's run it full. 3-2. So now Mailer will be, or I would think, would be guessing fastball. The payoff pitch with the bases loaded, 1 out. Fouled it away. Stays 3-2, and it was a fastball. Spoiled another one. It's still 3-2.
That's really great when you can spoil 3-2 pitches and you're a pitcher up there, because as you watch Dolly, there's always a chance of ball 4. Pitcher can only throw so many 3-2 strikes.
Strike 3 call. Mailer thought it was high and inside. He can't believe it.
Well, we'll see where it is. Mailer thought it was inside. Kibler says it caught the corner before the catcher caught it. It's where it crosses the plate. It wasn't high.
So it's up to Brad Kamensk if the Braves are going to do further damage here. They've committed 5 errors and we only have 4 runs. That doesn't seem right. That curveball missed going inside. 1 ball, no strikes. The hit by Kamensk was of the infield variety. He's 1 for 3. Garner can't come up with this. 2 more runs will score. He could have made that play, it looked like. It'll be a base hit and 2 RBI. And a big base hit makes it 6-1.
We've seen Garner play too long. He should have caught this ball. He speared at it. Watch. Watch him go for it. Went right by his glove. That's unbelievable. The Braves have really gotten some gifts here tonight. They lead by 5. Give Kamensk 2 RBIs, and here comes Jerry Walker, their pitching coach, out. He's probably going out to tell Bob Knepper, hey, fella, this is just one of those nights. You haven't done anything wrong. You should be sitting in the dugout in a very close game. 3-1 at the most.
Well, all the runs in this, all the runs in this inning are unearned. Look at that line score. Hard to believe, isn't it? Oh, they called that an error on. So hold the phone here. I'm surprised that they did, but they called that an error. So take the RBIs away from Kamensk. That is Garner's 3rd error of the night.
Well, that's a correct call. We both said it before they even went up to the official score that he should have had it.
Although I will say, normally when you don't touch one, they give you a hit, but you're right. It should have come up with it.
Yeah, at one time they said if you don't touch it, it's not going to be an error. But I've seen balls go right through a guy's legs, and he didn't touch it. It's a boot.
The 1-1. Drilled foul. Boy, Bobby Wine just about got waxed with that one. There's Rick Cerone, who threw for the first time today, and his arm appeared to be in good shape. And he almost got picked off with that line drive as well. We got 4 errors in this inning, right? Yeah.
Yeah. A ball and 2 strikes. Popped up right side. Walling coming over. Will he have a play? No. Behind the dugout. Ramirez is 1 for 3, a 2-run triple. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ramirez steps out of the box. Ball got loose in the bullpen. Trying to find the record for errors in a game by the Astros. I don't think they keep that record for some reason. They have most errors in a season, but... Oh, you'd rather not keep that record, that stat.
Negative stat.
Negative.
Got him. Ramirez goes down swinging, but a very profitable inning for Atlanta. 6 for them. 0-1 the count. Fastball high and inside, evens it up. Mailer guns for his 11th victory of the year. Missed low and away. Dodgers failed to score in the first at San Diego. The knees outside corner. Cruz didn't think so, and the count evens at 2-2. Dawley continues to throw in the bullpen. It is Cruz, Mumphrey, and Ashby for the Astros here in the 6th inning. Got him with that off-speed breaking ball. Cruz is out on strike.
This pitch just never gets up there. And when it gets up there, it's about 6 inches off the ground. Beautiful pitch.
Those have to really make you frustrated when you're hitting and you strike out on a pitch like that. Mumphrey rips one fair into the right field corner past the diving Bob Horner. The bat boy gets out of the way, and Mumphrey cruises into second with a double. That's the 7th hit off Rick Mailer.
This goes right over the bag. Horner leaves his feet trying to knock it down. It'll be an easy double for Mumphrey, who runs very well.
It's the former Cardinal pitcher Pat Deal coaching at first for the Astros. Here's Ashby, 1 for 2. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Pascual Perez will work for the Braves tomorrow. Ashby fouls it off. And Zane Smith will be the pitcher on Thursday night. Bedrosian will open the Dodgers here. Mumphrey leads away at second. Mike Scott pitches for them tomorrow night. Nolan Ryan on Thursday. Ashby's in the hole, 1-2. Phil Garner is next, and I doubt that Rick Mailer is looking forward to pitching to him. 10-8, he's out. Look out, folks, into the seats.
And luckily hit an empty one. Crowd maybe 10 to 12,000.
And that line drive went into Braves country for all the Braves fans. Seated. Two balls, 2 strikes. That didn't miss by much. In the 9th, Montreal leads the Pirates 3-2. Reds came from behind and beat the Giants. Threw in that off-speed curveball. Ashby stayed alive.
Montreal hangs on. They're leading 3-2. Tonight they will be in the first place in the National League East by a half over the Cardinals.
Hey, between Buck Rogers and Whitey Herzog, you got 2 candidates for Manager of the Year in the early going, don't you? Yeah. Pete Rose, another. Strike 3 called. He gunned him out of there with a fastball over the inside corner at the knees. Strikeout number 3 for Mailer, his 2nd of the inning.
Mailer was called out on a tight pitch to strike out. Now he gets Ashby. That was right on the corner. If it was that, came back just a little bit.
Here's Garner, who gets a mixed reaction. I would think, if I were the Braves, I would throw him nothing but off-speed stuff now because he is so angry. He's about to squeeze the sawdust out of that bat. He's a tremendous competitor, this guy.
And there will be no alibis.
For either of these guys.
No. Owen really sets up outside. He lets Mailer know where he wants the pitch, probably to a greater degree than any other catcher. See where he goes this time. He wants it inside.
High chop. That's going to be trouble. Oberkfeld's throw. Close. Got him, and the inning is over. So the double does no damage. One hit. No runs. No errors. One left. We'll bat in Garner's spot, and you see his stats on the year. And he'll face the Murph first. 0-1. Murphy has twice tapped to the mound, once struck out, and hit a foul ball about 1.5 miles into deep left field. Boy, made him look awful with a breaking ball. Dawley strikes out the first man he faces.
The old roundhouse curve. Down and away.
Here's Bob Horner. He is singled, fly to center, and reached on an error.
I checked with their PR department. 7 is a record, team record for errors for Houston.
0-1 to Horner. Another good breaking ball from Dawley. Terry Harper is 2 for 3. He scored a run. When Dawley came into the game, I assume that Alan Astros went to the mound and said, "Hello, Dawley." Don't you think, Kern?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, well. The pitch to Harper. Low and away, 1-0. He's got a good breaking ball, and the count evens 1-1. Another curveball. Reynolds, a good play. And that's the way the top of the 7th ends.
Right now, almost everybody uses this cloudy white substance on their vinyl, leather, and rubber. But probably not for long. Introducing new ClearGuard from Turtle Wax. New ClearGuard is crystal clear, clean through. Gives a brilliant, long-lasting shine because ClearGuard lets all the natural beauty shine right through without any cloudy residue. Protects while it conditions. See for yourself. New Turtle Wax ClearGuard lets the natural beauty shine through.
This Bud's for all you guys who know it's how you play the game.
Bud for you. There's no one else who makes them move the way you do. Come your way. So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. It's Bud's for you.
Want to know how great your next barbecue can taste? Open a bottle of new Heinz barbecue sauce. Here, let me do it for you. Now put your nose right here. Smell that hickory and those fresh ground spices? Oh, wait till you smell Heinz cooking. And tasting's the best. Why, people in taste tests said Heinz had better barbecue flavor than the leading brand. Taste new Heinz barbecue sauce. Better barbecue flavor is right in front of your nose.
America's team, the Atlanta Braves, take on the Houston Astros. Live at 8:35 p.m. Eastern on Super Station WTBS tomorrow.
Chris Chambliss checks in to play first base. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Craig Reynolds leads it off. And here to bring you the rest of the way on Braves television, once again, Ernie Johnson.
Okay, Skip. Thank you very much, Reynolds. 0 for 2. Braves lead it by 5. I've got them for 6 runs, only 2 earned as a result of 6 errors by Houston. 1-0. Well hit. Nice play, Ramirez. And Raffy throws him out. Ramirez has played the best shortstop of his major league career this year. He's on a pace in RBIs that should give him his best year. And he's about 7th or 8th in the All-Star voting at shortstop. We ask you to vote for your favorite player, whether it be a Brave, a Houston Astro, or anybody. Voting will close July 6th. And the All-Star game is July 16th at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. This is Pankovich up for the first time.
If I had to urge you to vote for anybody, it wouldn't be a Brave. It would be Tommy Herr of the Cardinals. If he doesn't start, it's a disgrace, and Ryan Sandberg would be the first to tell you so.
Pitch is high, 2-1. Yes, that's what the players will tell you. Years ago, the players and coaches and managers voted for the players to participate, and if you weren't having a good year, you just didn't play that year. Pitch is high. Sandberg was the most valuable player, and got a lot of friends and a lot of fans, and they're voting on last year, really, rather than what he's done this year. Pitch is low and away. Pankovich walk. Herr's leading National League at hitting in RBIs.
Number 19, second baseman,
And Sandberg, I believe, has knocked in 14 runs, and he's batting something over 200. This is Bill Dorn.
This game will humble you, won't it?
Oh, yes. Just like a bad round of golf. I mean, we're the 2 most humble people in Houston after yesterday. On the Houston Open,
we're amongst them.
We, of course, we're just setting them up. Next time they're going to bet a dinner instead of some suds. 2-0. We'll get back at them.
But not only did they beat us at golf, but now they're changing all the cues on us to further confuse us.
That might be 2. 1, 2 on a double play. Braves are playing just the opposite of Houston in the field tonight. Everything's going their way. That's a 4-6-3. We go to the 8th. 6-1, Atlanta.
Here comes the one. Here comes the one. Heinz is a thick, rich one. There's only one ketchup with this flavor pouring on. So thick, so rich, so second to none.
Which ketchup is America's 3-to-1 favorite over any other single brand? We'll give you one thick, rich guess.
Heinz is the one, the delicious one. Heinz is a thick, rich one.
Daytona Turbo Z. It is an American revolution.
Be sure and watch Night Tracks this weekend and learn details of how to win your very own brand new 1985 Jeep Cherokee. Warner Brothers Films and Night Tracks are pleased to offer this exciting prize in association with the new film, The Goonies. So tune in to Night Tracks this weekend for your chance at winning a 1985 Jeep Cherokee.
George C. Scott. Trish Vanderveer. The Savage is Loose, 11:20 p.m. Eastern on the Superstation.
Oberkfell leads off the top of the 8th. Fouls it away. Obie is 0 for 3. He'll be followed by Hubbard. Strike called 0-2. Zipping along here at the Astrodome. Braves 2-2 on this road trip. Since they got into this very crucial 26 games against Western teams, the Braves are at the 500 mark, and they know that they're not going to make much ground playing 500. So they've got to do better than that. They're 9 games under coming into tonight's play. 2-2. Lasky's a big guy. About 6'5". That's well hit, but a nice play. It's short by Reynolds. 1 down. Now Glenn Hubbard. Hubbard 0 for 2 with an intentional pass. Sherry Brown is here, formerly of Atlanta. No, it's Sherry Bowman, excuse me. Johnny Bowman watching her son back in Atlanta. Braves have a lot of fans from this area as a result of the cable. I would wager 1,000 or 2,000 here tonight, rooting for Atlanta. Pitch is low. Darrell Evans, who the Tigers thought about getting rid of, trading, or releasing, hit his 14th home run of the day, a year today, and Tigers lead Boston 3-0 in the ninth. Nettles a home run for San Diego in the second. His 8th. It's San Diego 1, Los Angeles 0. They're still batting. Outside to Hubbard. That's walk number 1 by Dolly. Larry Owen, the batter. Owen has reached twice on errors by Garner at third. Garner no longer out there. They flip-flop when they brought in the pitcher. Pankovich playing there now. A little bit outside, 1-0. Bobby Wine. Owen looking at him to see if there's a sign on. One ball and strike. Sometimes you see a third base coach go through all kinds of signs and you swear there's going to be something on. But because of his position in the coaching box, there's nothing on. They can say, if I'm standing near the line closest to you in the coaching box, nothing can ever be on, even though I go through all kinds of signs. Two balls and a strike with Mailer on deck. They play a little differently with Mailer due up because he's a pretty good hitter. They would never dare to get some runners in scoring position at the expense of an out, with most pitchers coming to bat. 2-1. A little looper that might fall in right center field, and it does. Hubbard makes the turn. First and third is Buck Owen. just dropped a single in front of Kevin Bass.
Number 42, pitcher Mailer.
You see it again here. Owen went out and got a pitch down and away and just served it out in the right center, and Mailer has another chance to help himself.
Rick had a base hit in the 5th. Called out on strikes on a 3-2 pitch in the 6th. A plus for the Braves is the fact they are playing a little bit better in June than they did in April and May. Hubbard at third, Owen at first. Maybe there's something developing that'll bring on some W's. 1 ball, 1 strike. I guess it's 0-2. They changed it. Scoreboard hasn't made the change. That's a strikeout or not? John Kibler showed 2 strikes last time up. I guess it's 1 and 2.
Bargain Dick. Get an extra strike.
1 on the house. No doubt about it now. Curveball gets Mailer. For Dahlia's second strikeout. So Mailer failed to help himself. Let's see if Comments with 2 outs does anything about Hubbard at third. He's been a pretty good hitter with runners in scoring position. Better than that 238. A little bit high. Braves scored 3 in the 6th when the Astros fell completely apart with 4 errors. That might be a record of some sort for errors in 1 inning. 4. Their team high for a game is 7.
I got a shot at it here.
I'm sure the Braves team error for 1 game is up there too, and just about every ball club that's playing has had days where they've committed 6 or 7 errors.
They really got an odd schedule, Houston. How in the world they got trapped into this nightmare, I don't know.
Back and forth from the West Coast.
Yeah, they were played in Atlanta, went to Los Angeles, came home to play the Braves here, turn right around and go to San Francisco.
Well, the Braves are going to make 6 trips to California.
Somebody better oil up that computer they use for the schedule.
Or check the guy who's putting in the programming. Comments goes down on a breaking ball. Dolly, usually a hard thrower, throwing a lot of breaking balls and been successful. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 6-1 Atlanta.
Who says you can't have it all? Who says you can't have pinstripes and rock and roll? Who says you can't taste life without it taking its toll? Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can.
Michelob Light. Super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light. Oh, yes, you can. Have it all.
Hi, I'm Dale Murphy. I want to tell you about an exciting way for you to identify with your Atlanta Braves. It's the Braves Clubhouse Collection mail-order catalog that offers the official Braves items that all fans need. With the Braves Clubhouse Collection catalog, you can order Braves t-shirts in many different styles. There are also handsome Braves sports shirts, and for the athletic-minded, we offer Braves sportswear. You can get official Braves uniforms, jackets, and caps, as well as replica Braves apparel for the adult fan and children of all ages. The Braves catalog also offers bats, balls, pennants, and a big selection of gift and novelty items, from the youngest fan to the adult women and men. It's all there in the Braves Clubhouse Collection, and you know it's official because you've purchased directly from the Atlanta Braves. To order your catalog today, send your name, address, and $1 to Braves Catalog, P.O. Box 4064, Atlanta, Georgia 30302. You will receive a coupon worth $1 toward your first catalog order.
That's 13 losses in a row for the Cubs as you look at the Red Man scoreboard. Jeff Reardon, his 21st save for Montreal. These scores compliments of the Braves radio network. Jerry Kuzman, the winner for the Phillies. Cincinnati got 4 in the 8th to win their game, and the Nettles homer has San Diego on top. That's the final now. The Yankees beat Baltimore 7-4. Jack Morris pitched the Detroit shutout. Toronto continues to roll. And Kansas City beat Minnesota 3-0. That final just in. There's your Red Man scoreboard.
And here it's 6-1 Atlanta. There's a bouncer to second. Hubbard's got it, and Bass is going to be out number 1. Bass now 1 for 3 as he grounds to second. Denny Walling is next. He is 0 for 3 as you look at Houston's bullpen. Calhoun and Dave Smith, one of the best in the National League this year. Smith has 12 saves. That's an all-time high for him. Could make the All-Star team, but he's up against guys like Jeff Reardon and Gossage, Suter, and people like that. They do pick more relief pitchers today than they used to. Line to left, Harper should catch it. There, he's got a beat on it. That's 2 down. Jose Cruz, who has that peculiar Melot stance. Very few hitters lift that front foot like Cruz. Very few can do it.
Getting back to that schedule thing, I have a theory.
Foul away.
Schedule makers are based in New York, right?
Okay.
They think that from Atlanta to San Diego is a trip just like from New York to Philadelphia. You just hop on the train and you're there in an hour.
They don't know it's 4 hours. Here's an 0-1. Another reason for divisional play. Put the Braves in the Central Division with the Reds, the Cubs, and the Cardinals. Wouldn't that be something? Western Division, that could be the Central. The Western could be, of course, the 3 teams in California plus Houston. One day that's going to come to pass. Line to left. You can stop Cruz only so long. He'll pick up a hit or 2 a game. Came in at 316. That's his second hit tonight. Watch this swing. Watch the foot go up.
Here's a good hitter you're watching, folks. Oh, he really strides into the ball, doesn't he?
Mumphrey takes a strike.
No, another club, if you talk about changing the divisions around, if Tampa St. Pete gets in, that could be a natural rival.
Natural. A lot of things happening with cities that want baseball. In Washington, they say that they have $2 million from potential season ticket holders just waiting to start a baseball team.
Why don't they just drive to Baltimore?
They've been doing that, too.
Only 30 miles.
They've been doing that, too. I think Baltimore will tell you that 30 or 40%, maybe even more, of their fans come from the Washington area. Runner going, no one covering second. Well, how about that? Hubbard and Ramirez not getting together on who's going to take second. Don't expect Cruz to steal. In other words, Chambliss was playing behind him, so Cruz said, well, I'll just take second. He was not being held, and he just took it, and no one was covering. And that's driven to right center field. Pretty well hit. Thomas way back. It is out of here. Jerry Mumphrey has just made it a 6-3 game. Mumphrey, who's been out of there with a bad tie, just made it a game. 6-3, bottom of the 8th.
He's 3 out of 4 tonight, and here's one where bringing the fences in really helped, taking nothing away from Mumphrey, who hit the daylights out of it. But last year, this ball is an extra base hit in Houston. Cummins wasn't playing him deep, had a long way to go, and it just didn't get up.
And that gets Terry Forster up in the Braves bullpen. Ashby's 1 for 3. Forster's worked more than Suter in the last few days. Deep left center field. That ball is out of here. Ashby. Six to 4. That might be all for Mailer.
See what he hit. Fastball right over the heart of the plate, almost letter high. You can see the disgust on Rick's face. Now Suter does join Forster in the bullpen. Johnny Sane has been to the mound to visit with his pitcher.
Suter did pitch 2 innings on Sunday. Forster pitched on Saturday. Spillman will come on as a pinch hitter. Forster and Suter both pitched on Friday. So both pitchers have been used a lot. Spillman takes a strike on the outside corner. Still, Spillman is batting for Dolly. And the 0-1. Strike. 0-2. I believe that home run came as a pinch hitter for Spillman. The 0-2 missed outside. Their bullpen has Calhoun, a lefty, and Smith, a righty, throwing. And the 1-2 drilled. Base hit along the line and right. Cummins chasing it down. Spillman with a double. That'll definitely be all for Rick Mailer, I would think. 4 hits in a row. 3 extra base hits. And Eddie Haas on his way. Reynolds is the batter. I believe the signal came for Forster, and it did. Reynolds may be lifted now, as he's a lefty. David Letterman's pal making his way in. It's a 6-4 game. Atlanta, they have a runner at second base, 2 outs. And while Forster warms up and Mailer leaves, we'll break away for this one.
Soon, this place will be jumping. People will stuff themselves with hot dogs and hot tacos. And that can give them heartburn.
Boy, if I were home, I'd take some Pepto.
Oh, you could still take Pepto. Portable Pepto.
When heartburn or upset stomach hits, fight back with Pepto-Bismol. The soothing effectiveness that's in Pepto-Bismol liquid is also in Pepto-Bismol tablets. When you need relief, don't forget portable Pepto tablets. Now, who says you can't take it with you?
Well, the networks, you know, they have all day to put together this half-hour newscast.
Headline news anchor, Bobby Batista.
We don't have that. We're always on the air. That's a phenomenal thought when you think about it. 24 hours a day.
At your convenience.
It's like a newspaper that's delivered to your door every half hour. And you're always getting the most you can out of the story and all the facts.
Headline news. Around the world every 30 minutes.
There you see the numbers on Terry Forster. Great ERA. He's pitched well this summer. Reynolds will not bat. They'll go righty against a lefty. Glenn Davis is on as a pinch hitter. He's an outfielder. And he can play first base. Two outs. Tying runs at the plate. Davis at 267, 1 homer and 3 RBIs. The Astros storming back here in the bottom of the 8th. Have scored 3 times. On a Cruz single, Mumphrey two-run homer, then Ashby a solo job. Spillman pinch hit a double, and that should be caught in center field. Dale Murphy for out number 3. One pitch, one out. Forster does the job. We go to the ninth. Braves are still up by 2.
Was your child in the play?
She was the avocado.
Oh, the avocado was very good.
I can't wait till these pictures come back. When my husband sees the avocado dancing with that banana.
That banana was my son.
Oh, Polaroid pictures.
With the Polaroid instant camera, you know you've got the shots because you see them right away.
Oh.
Polaroid instant cameras do what no other kind of camera can do.
Want to know how great your next barbecue can taste? Open a bottle of new Heinz barbecue sauce. Here, let me do it for you. Now put your nose right here. Smell that hickory and those fresh ground spices? Oh, wait till you smell Heinz cooking. And tasting's the best. Why, people in taste tests said Heinz had better barbecue flavor than the leading brand. Taste new Heinz barbecue sauce. Better barbecue flavor is right in front of your nose.
This is Ernie Johnson. Here's your chance for another Grand Slam getaway weekend brought to you by Delta Airlines and the Atlanta Braves. Mark your calendar for July 12th and 13th when the Philadelphia Phillies meet the Braves, and you can be a part of the action. You'll fly Delta, the airline choice of the Atlanta Braves, stay 2 nights in Atlanta, and have great seats for 2 exciting night games. Save over half on this exciting weekend package. Call Delta now for the low package price from your city. The Braves meet the Phillies, and Delta gets you there.
Wednesday, they've been to hell and back, and for some of these kids, a final chance. Scared Straight, another story, following Braves baseball on Superstation WTBS, Wednesday.
We're going to the ninth. Dickie Thon is the new shortstop. Reynolds was lifted. And the new pitcher is Jeff Calhoun, who follows Dolly, who followed Nipper. Dolly pitched well, 2 shutout innings. Had 3 strikeouts. Ramirez leads it off. Had a big triple in the 5th, knocking in 2. Outside corner, 0-1. We're in the ninth, 6-4, Atlanta. Foul away. Raffy's fouled a couple off his foot tonight.
So that time he made up for it by fouling one off John Kibler's foot, I think.
Ramirez now with 29 RBIs. This is game 68. And the 0-2. Inside. Scored short. Thon gets a chance right away. 1 down. Suter was throwing in the bullpen. I think he'll pitch the bottom of the ninth.
Tell you what, Ernie, I don't like the chances of Ramirez playing tomorrow the way he's running. Each time up, he's limping a little more noticeably from that foul ball. And more bad news, Bob Horner, when he dove for that ground ball a couple of innings ago, did experience more pain in that thumb and wrist, and that's why Chambliss checked into the game.
And Chambliss is on deck. Murphy takes inside. Murphy looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. That doesn't happen to Murphy often against left-handed pitchers, although most of his home runs have been hit off right-handed pitchers. All but about 5 or 6, I think. 2-0. Missed outside, 3-0. Murphy, the leading vote getter to this point in the All-Star balloting in the National League, has just walked. He's a few votes ahead of Steve Garvey. Chambliss up for the first time.
Chris doesn't get the bat for a week, and then when he does, he gets to hit against the left-hander.
A Port Sider he's batting against. A southpaw. He's had a little success against lefties over the years. I think he tries to hit him to the off-field, 1-0. Murphy off first. Strike call. Kansas City beat Minnesota 3-0. You're out on the town and didn't hear. Cubs lost again, 13 straight. They've dropped. New York beat them this afternoon 3-2. Gooden was the winner. Carter hit a home run, so did Howard Johnson for New York.
I guess this wouldn't be a good night to call Dad and ask him for a loan, huh?
How the inheritance is coming?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Wait a week or so.
I think he might say, holy cow, Skip.
I think he'd say something a little stronger than that.
Chambliss is out of there on strikes.
Breaking ball and a good one. Boy, he had it timed and he had a good cut. He just swung under it.
Harper at 2 for 4 tonight. Scored a run in the 6th. Braves trying to make it 3-2 on this trip and go out and have a road trip that is better than 500. We want to remind you that the New York Mets are in town, speaking of Gooden, on July 4th. The long homestand. New York, the first team in. And the great fireworks extravaganza on July 4th. Tickets are going well. On the outside corner, 1-2. Just snipped it, according to John Kibler. Harper not necessarily agreeing.
Kibler's consistent, though. He's got a big strike zone.
Murphy might go. Might not. Down low. Murphy's only stolen 2 bases. He hasn't tried many times. He hasn't been caught. Turn him loose. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Not going. That's going to be in left field. Base hit. Terry Harper with his 3rd hit. Murphy holds at second. Now Oberkfell. Oberkfell is 0 for 4 tonight. He scored a run in the 6th. Well, let's see. Montreal beat Pittsburgh 3-2. That put him in first place as St. Louis dropped one to Philadelphia 3-1. The Expos are up by a half game in the National League East. Cincinnati came from back. They were down 6-2. Beat the Giants 7-6. Parker had another home run. And the Dodgers are in San Diego. At San Diego, it's 1-1 now, bottom of the 4th. Nettles a home run for San Diego. Runners first and second. 2 outs in the 9th. Blowing away. The Orioles had played so well under Earl Weaver when he first came back, having a time of it. They got beaten again tonight, 7-4 by the Yankees. They lost last night to them. And before, I'm sure, 30,000. At Boston, the Tigers beat the Red Sox 3-0. This is going to be out number 3. Flip to the pitcher. And that's it for Atlanta. Go to the bottom of the 9th, 6-4. Braves.
Hi, I'm Skip Cherry, one of the Braves announcers for the Sporting News, and I've got an offer for you you won't want to miss. Any more than these guys want to miss a game-winning hit. Capture the excitement of baseball as only the Sporting News can deliver it. Baseball comes to life as never before in the Sporting News. The close calls, the head-first slides, the blasts, and the smash-ups. It's the one magazine that gives you no-nonsense details of all the major and minor league action. The ins and outs and the inside stories that help make our national pastime so great. Not only do I have to know all the baseball that's making news, but I want to, just like you. That's why I rely on the fact that the entire season is covered by some 40 baseball writers around the country reporting from the scene where the action is. Face it, to love baseball is to love the Sporting News. And talk about love, just listen to this half-price offer you're going to love. You get 30 issues of the Sporting News for less than 50 cents an issue. That's half off the newsstand price, or like getting 2 for the price of 1. And listen to this. You pay the total of $14.88 in 3 easy monthly installments of just $4.96 each. It's never been easier. So call now to get your 30 issues for less than 50 cents each. Here's how.
To subscribe to the Sporting News at the best possible price, call toll-free 1-800-257-1234. You'll get 30 issues for 3 easy payments of only $4.96 each. Call now, 1-800-257-1234.
Suter with the first pitch to Pankovich. Call, strike 1. Doran's on deck. Bounce foul past third. 0-2. Suter with a record of 4-2, ERA 3.50, leads his staff in saves with 11. As you see the graphic right there. The 0-2. Hit foul again. Pankovich has been up once. And he walked. Tom Smith is our director tonight. Richard Croker, our associate director. The 1-2. Hit toward third. Oberg fell with a long throw. Got him. 1 down. 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. Now Bill Doran. Doran doubled back in the first and later scored. The Braves had 1 run in the second, 2 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. 6 errors have really benefited Atlanta. But when things are tough, you take anything they'll give you. The Astros have out-hit the Braves 11-8. That thing went down, 0-2.
And we want to thank Nancy Diamond and Rick Baker, our graphics people, for their good work tonight, too.
And an 0-2. Line to right, base hit. Tying run will come to the plate. Commons up with the ball, and Doran is at first with a looping single over first. Here's Kevin Bass. Bass with a base hit in the fifth. 1 out. Strike, 0-1. Bass with 7 home runs this year. He leads their club in homers. 3 lefty and 4 right-handed. Pitch got away for a moment. And you wonder if he went to the weight room, because Bass in his career, the most he ever hit in 1 year was 2. And I believe he had a career of 4 homers before this year. And he got a chance to play this season. And he's been grateful, and it's shown in what he's done. Bass has knocked in 24 runs. Suter with a 1-1. Fly ball left center, should be caught. Murphy, Harper. Harper got it. That's 2 down, and back to first goes Doran. That should do it. Hubbard to first, and the Braves win. Walling grounds to second. Bruce Suter picks up another save. Final score, Braves 6, Astros 4. Skip, get the total.
Okay, Ernie, for Atlanta, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Braves left 9. For Houston, 4 runs, 12 hits, 6 errors. They left 8. Mailer the winner, 11-6. Bob Knepper the loser, 7-4. Bruce Suter's 12th save. Rafael Ramirez records his 3rd game-winning RBI.